I'm taking a break from college, an unplanned break, because about almost 7 years ago, I got pregnant unexpectedly, and she's kind of just taken over my life as children do. So,
Yeah.
No, children don't do
Beautiful.
that.
She's such a pretty girl and so smart.
she's
Oh my
a
God.
very
Oh my God.
welcome
Oh my God.
interruption.
My daughter is about to join.
Oh,
Hey, that's wonderful.
Hold on. She's connecting. She's
Okay.
connecting. There you go.
Me and
All right.
Zoom are not friends
Sorry,
at all.
we are so totally going
Hi, Ashley.
off the rail.
Hello.
That's my daughter Ashley, and
Hi, Ashley.
is she not
Hi.
absolutely freaking gorgeous? I don't know where she gets it from. It isn't from me.
Oh my. Thanks, Dad. That's a dad thing to say.
Okay, so I want you to meet your Uncle Mike and your Aunt Kay. That's
Hi.
Mike. He is a professor in Pueblo, Colorado, and Kay is also a professor in Pueblo, Colorado. And they are my brother and sister-in-law, and your uncle and aunt. And
Nice
that
to meet
is my cousin Sandy.
Let me see.
And Rebecca, you are her granddaughter, correct?
Yes, I'm her granddaughter.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm her son Harley's daughter.
And yeah, this is so much fun. I'm so glad you were able to connect, Pumpkin.
yeah, with Dwayne's help, because my Zoom is out of commission for the moment. I don't know my password to my iCloud, so it's all a hot mess, but you know, we figured a way out. That's all that matters.
Put Dwayne in there. Tell him to say hi.
He's doing music, but
Okay.
there-
Hey, hi, buddy. How you doing?
yeah.
That's my future son-in-law. I hope. He better be. Anyway,
that's me. That's me right here.
I adore this
Yeah.
kid. Dwayne is incredibly talented. You all. He and my daughter are making music, and some of their music just. I don't even like rap and R&B, but my granddaughter. Oh, say hi, Dominique. That's
Hi.
Dominique.
She took it off.
No, I didn't. I pushed it in.
She thinks she's really cooler than she is. No, she's awesome. I love my baby girl.
How old is Dominic?
Dominique, this is your great uncle Mike and great aunt Kay.
Hi.
Hi. How old are you, Dom?
She's A-okay. She's gonna. Let me see this. Dwayne's got it navigated everywhere. She's gonna be 16 in December, and she is.
Same age as our daughter.
She's a lot, but you know. And I have 2 boys, but they're not home yet. Dwayne's excited for them to be home. They're his favorites.
To be quite honest, it's probably a good thing that they're not home, because Atavus would be all over this right now.
Oh, for sure. He'd take it over. Definitely.
How
In
old
fact, I'll show you exactly how he would take it over. We found this video.
Atavus is he's 4. Am I correct?
Yeah, he just turned 4. Yeah.
Fun age.
Not when he's like his mother. He is exactly like his mother. Okay, so here's a funny story.
Oh, real.
I walked into the apartment one time, and Atavus was 2 at the time. He was standing on the chair and freaking out. He was screaming, big tears coming down his eyes. I started laughing. Ashley looked at me and she said, "What?" And I said, "He looks just like you at that time." He is so much like his mom. It is so adorable. I love me some Atavus.
He's cute, but that's about as far as it goes. He's crazy.
I don't know if you can see the picture that great, but this is my little girl.
Oh my
7
God.
next month. And that's our puppy that we just got this weekend.
Don't show my daughter. She'll be jealous.
She's chewing on a toy right now.
What kind
Oh
of...
my God.
Hi!
Oh, hi, pumpkin boy.
What?
She's a golden doodle. So my mom and dad's dogs, they were going to breed them next spring, but their dogs had other plans. So her mom is a full-blooded golden doodle, first generation, and then her dad is a standard poodle. So
Oh, wow.
this is my husband and I have been sleeping on the couch for a week. So it's like having a newborn again.
You got that video yet of Atavus?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
I was waiting.
Here's the baby.
Literally.
He looks like you, actually.
Yeah, he does. He's my baby.
So,
No, don't chew on my couch.
Ashley,
Looks like him.
one son is 4. How old is the other?
He's 12. Yes. He'll be 13 in May. Yes.
And his
What
name?
day in May?
His name is Connor.
Connor.
Yes.
What day in May was Connor born?
May 9th.
I'm May 15th.
Oh, nice. And then his other stepdad's birthday is the 14th, so he thinks that's pretty cool. But
May is awesome.
yeah, May's a busy month.
So Connor was actually named after the name that I had growing up. My mother, I was born because her name was Scorpion at the time. My name on my birth certificate was Scorpion. And so when she married my other half brother's father, his name was Connor, and I was about ready to go into school. So she registered me as Connor. So I have always been, until I changed my name about 3 years ago, my name had always been Timothy Dean Connor. And so Ashley is Ashley Nicole Connor. And
I'm on an Apple device. They're watching. You know, put my government name out there like that.
what's that? What's that, Pumpkin?
I'm on an Apple device. They're watching me. Can't put my government name out there like that. I'm just playing.
That's all right, because you're not Antifa or anything, so you're good. Because she wanted to, I assume that's why she did this, because she wanted to honor me. She named her son Connor, spelled exactly like our last name was at the time. And Connor is a little turd. He's a little turd. But
The worst.
he's a turd that we all love, and we want to slap him, but we are afraid to because we know that he's going to kick our freaking asses if we do.
Pretty much.
But yeah, and he is as much his mother as can be. He's pretty much, yeah, he's his mom.
Yeah, all of them are, all three.
Oh yeah, they're all mini hers. Every
Sad.
single one of them.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. I, as a dad, I'm like, yeah, that's what you get.
And my mom used to say all the time, okay, you can talk to me like this, but just wait till you have a teenage girl. And I was always...
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
And my daughter's exactly like me too, so.
And parents' best revenge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Take it back.
For my son to have kids.
Yeah.
Kay's like, no, I don't want Greg to have kids. No.
Give you an idea of how our life with kids started. Neither one of them slept through the night for 18 months.
Oh my God.
My 7-year-old still doesn't sleep through the night.
Wow.
So, or she sleeps through the night now, but she just takes forever to fall asleep.
Yeah. You need a melatonin. No.
We tried it, and it just made her more hyper. So
Yeah, and then they go on like a high of it, and if they really want to fight it, if they're really fighters, like Atavis and this one,
It just doesn't.
if they're really fighters, then they're gonna ride that high, and then they're gonna just crash. But Atavis, he asked for him now because all three of my kids have sleeping problems. But yeah, she has it bad. She's like, can I get like 3 more? I'm like, heck no.
I can stay up till 5 a.m. without a problem.
It's ridiculous. And then get up and still be a straight A student.
that's nuts.
And that is, I'm thinking pretty close to a genetic thing because I sleep about 5 hours and I'm good. If I sleep more than that, I'm worthless the entire day. If I sleep a little less than that, then all I want to do is just retreat into oblivion.
I got headphones on then.
But yes, I'm pretty much a 5-hour night sleeper. I can't sleep any more than 5 hours.
I need it minimum 7, otherwise I become an absolute witch.
Yeah. If I do much more than 5, I'm worthless during the day.
I hope you heard what Dwayne said.
No, what did he say?
Heard what Dwayne said. What'd you say, babe? He said everybody who's a descendant of this guy, because I'm always acting like a witch. When he heard witch, that's what he said.
All right, Dwayne, you are no longer my favorite person. You don't get to marry my daughter. Just
Well,
saying.
We're getting married anyway, Pops, but you know.
Right, I'm gonna be there.
Dominique said she's marrying a woman.
What's that?
Dominique said she's marrying a woman.
As long as the woman treats you correctly, I'm okay with that, Pumpkin.
No problems.
But she better treat you right, or I'm gonna kick her ass.
The problem with that is that she has a boy.
I
But
know.
women are better anyway. Do you see their faces? They're pretty. But that's a holiday.
What is this?
That's a holiday, and that's tomorrow. So wouldn't that mean we have no school?
I don't know if it doesn't say no school. Then I don't know.
So
Tomorrow's
just so that
Columbus
everyone
Day, isn't it?
knows,
Yeah.
just so that everyone knows, my granddaughter is an out and proud bisexual girl. She is dating a boy, but you know, she's also a teenager, so that could change like next week.
I don't think that it'll change. It hasn't changed for the past 3 years.
Hey, I dated my daughter's dad for 3.5 years, and we broke up because I got pregnant. So there's
But
no
she was
guarantee
still
for blank.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
years of liking women won't change.
Besides that, no, you haven't been dating him for 3 years unless I don't know things because
No, she's just saying that she's been attracted to women for 3 years. Is what she was saying.
oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
At any rate, I love my babies. My baby girls are fabulous. Dominique needs to just be happy, but she doesn't need to be too happy because she's still in high school.
Yep.
Right.
Little girl, you be careful. And trust me, Papa's kind of a... You can ask your mom. Papa gets kind of scary when he gets a little angry.
Scary.
She said, you're not scary.
Not scary.
You get angry?
You get angry.
You get mad?
So the rest of you, this is my family. This is who we are.
Me, great.
Mike,
I can't wait till y'all see Connor.
What's that?
He said, I can't wait till everybody sees Connor, but Connor isn't going to be here for a while, so I don't know why.
Yeah. Connor will probably miss it. They will probably miss Connor, but it won't be the...
Don't make
I
him
hope this won't be the last time that we all meet. So
Mike,
yeah.
I'd really like it if you would join the Townsend Stevens group on Facebook.
Ashley already has, actually.
You're on? I didn't see him.
Am I?
Ashley has, not
Ash-
Mike,
Ashley.
but
Yeah.
Ashley has.
Yeah, and Mike, we'd really like you to join.
I avoided Facebook for so long because it's such an evil thing, but
Yeah, but there are good. Yeah, there are good things about it. You choose how much of it you want to do.
Hey.
And if you don't have a lot of people following you, then it'll be really easy. You'll get your messages from us and can participate with us. There's lots of photographs on there, and we're hoping for more stories. And the group is growing, especially now. And we'd like it. I have been sending out messages to the descendants of Clarence and Lula to see if I can get more of them on there. There's a lot of them I don't know. I grew up in California. They grew up in Oregon, and a lot of them are the next generation down. But,
and also, Mike, you can also choose who your friends are. So you can choose me, Sandy, Rebecca, Ashley, anyone else.
You can have privacy settings on there.
you can.
Yeah.
You just can't choose your relatives.
That's true.
No,
True.
I just say.
my husband goes, "Why do you have 600 friends on Facebook?"
Yeah,
I'm like, because like about 500 of them are family members.
Yeah. Sadly, Mike, once you get into searching for our family, you're gonna find like about 6, 7, 8, 9,000 people because the Townsends and Stevensons are
And where y'all from?
a pretty prolific group. Ashley, I wanted to tell you something. It makes me really sad to say, but the Italian part of our family that Grandma always told me that we were a part of came from Grandma T. Unfortunately, Grandma T was not Italian.
Come visit.
Well, so I'm repping Italian till I die, man. You know what I'm saying?
Rep the
That's
Italian,
why-
baby.
That's why
You can.
You know what I'm saying?
Black Italian.
Yeah, black and Italian. You know, that's what we're.
You can,
on your mom's
but
side of the family. Yeah.
what's that?
I said maybe on her mom's side of the family she'll find that Italian.
Yeah,
That's possible. That is possible. I just wanted to warn you that it is not on your dad's side of the family. We are definitely Celtic. We are UK all the way.
Pretty much.
The Townsend.
Okay, Dominique's cool with that, but
I
The
honestly,
Come here.
out of anything, I would really like a boyfriend with a British accent.
Oh,
But
you want her to go to the
who
bathroom?
knows what she wants?
I don't even know what
So would I, Pumpkin. So would
My-
I. I want a boyfriend with an English accent.
I wanted a boyfriend
Or
with an
a
English
Scot
accent, but I married a Nevadan, so.
Mine was from Tennessee. He's a good Southern boy.
How many siblings did Arthur have?
There were 7 kids in the family.
7.
Yeah.
And he was the baby.
Yeah, he was the baby. For 10 years before he was born, my mom was the baby, but yeah.
Oh. Do you know their names?
Oh yeah. In fact, on our site, there's an album for each family. So if you want to post pictures of your children and yourself and stuff, you'll put them under his page so that people can kind of keep track. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so that we didn't get too crazy. So like Rebecca's are under my mom's page.
And,
Yeah.
and the main page to get there, what was?
It's descendants of Clarence Townsend. I think I have his full name. Clarence Arthur Townsend and Lula Estelle Stevens.
Okay.
I can send it to you, Mike, if you decide that you want to do a profile. Friend
Okay.
me first, and I can send you an invite to it.
I do have a Facebook account, but I check it about once every 2 months. So
All right, send me a friend request, and I will. I'll send you an invite to the group.
Yeah.
okay.
Because I know that I can do that, because I did that with Ashley.
We want the group to grow, but we are restricting it to only people who are descendants. So if you send out an invitation to someone, they do have to be a descendant.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Ashley and Mike both are. So
Yeah. I mean, I get maybe sometimes twice a month, I get requests from people who may be members of the family, but I do have a question for them to answer, and they won't answer it, which is which one of Clarence and Lula's children do you descend from? If they don't answer that question, I don't accept them, because we don't want to have a bunch of people in there who really aren't.
right.
We want to be able to feel free to share information and photographs,
Okay.
with our family members, and not have people in there who may be there for some other reason.
Right.
And I am really specific. If you find a picture that, like a picture of one of the family members, and there are people in there besides them, you need to make sure to have permission from any of those living people before you share it. Because you don't want to share it, like, well, for instance, if there's a picture of Rebecca and Lily, you would want to make sure you had Rebecca's permission to share it, because Lily is in the picture. So we just
Right.
want to protect each other. We live in a world where people are really crazy, and so but we should like to have you there. And I'd like to do this often. One of the things I really like to get out of it is stories about our family members. We'll get to know each other, learn about those ancestors. It's especially important for those of you who didn't grow up with it. I want to make sure that you know who these people were. Some of them you're going to be real proud of. Some of them you're going to say, oh my gosh, I don't want to be related to that person. But they are who they are, and we are who we are. There's some really great people in that group, and
I'm
really
so
proud of it. Of course,
I'm
next
so
time we have a
excited about-
reunion, somebody bring some food.
Yeah.
Right? I'm so excited about what I've already learned about our family. And Mike, I don't know how much you know about who we are from where we've come, but I haven't even talked to Ashley about a lot of this, because, well, I've only been discovering this for the last couple of days, so this is like all brand new to me. But you and I come from some incredible stock, nationally, historically. We are bigger than what I thought we were. I thought we just came from, pardon my language, Sandy, I thought we just came from an asshole. But we didn't. We came from an incredible stock of people. Yeah, our father was not upstanding. He was a real jerk. He treated his wife honestly like dirt, because he was married when we both were conceived. Because we have a brother who is about your age, and we have a couple of brothers who are a little younger and around my age. He was a jerk, but he didn't come from a jerky stock. He came from our nation's history, and it thrills me the more I learn about the Townsends and the Stevens and Whitneys. Whitneys were right before the Stevens, right? Because the
Whitney's married Townsend.
Yeah. Okay. So, oh yeah, our history is so steeped in our nation's history. I'm proud to be a Townsend. I didn't even think that I would ever be, but I am. And so yeah, the more I learn and the deeper I look, the more proud I am of who I am. I thought I was proud to be a Zeleny and a Rogers. The Zelenys immigrated from Bohemia. They're my grandfather's, my maternal grandfather's family. They immigrated from Bohemia to Nova Scotia, and then they moved to Nebraska, and then into Oregon. And then the Rogers moved to, they, as far as I know, went to Pennsylvania. They are Pennsylvanian Dutch, so they are German. I'm assuming that they probably are from our stock as well, that went there with with William Penn. It wouldn't surprise me based on what Sandy just said earlier. I'm going to ask you about that, Chicky Poo, because wow. Both lines of my family are from not only the Royal Stuarts, but also Rogers, that very easily could have been with Penn at the same time. But anyway, we'll talk about that. We are actually historical patriots, and Mike, that thrills me, because we're more than what our father was. Our father was a cad. We can't say anything less. Our father was a cad, but our family was there. I'm so. I'll shut up.
We had a lot of ancestors who fought in the different wars. I have pension records on quite a few of them. The Townsends, however, they did serve, but Jonathan Townsend and his wife were Quakers, and they worked with the Underground Railroad. So
No.
yes.
Wow.
And actually his oldest son built bridges for the military, and they also owned a company that made windmills. There's a place out here near me out by Linden that has a windmill farm. I've gotten a hold of that man several times, and I always seem to catch him at a bad time, but I keep hoping that I'm going to find a Townsend windmill there. But they were very interesting people. The medical records, the pension records on them are very interesting. The places where they fought. We had a lot of very interesting people. And, some people aren't into that, but
I love history.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Ashley, are you hearing this? This is
Yes.
your heritage. Oh my God.
I always loved history, and genealogy is so much a part of it. I mean, why did my ancestor move here? There had to be a reason. What was happening in history at the time? And the next thing you know, you've got another piece to the puzzle. And putting those puzzles together is so much fun.
So how did Arthur end up in Eugene, Oregon? That's where he and my mother met.
It's where he was born.
Where did he meet your mom, Tim?
He met my mom also in Eugene. My Uncle Dan actually introduced them.
So you said he was born in Eugene.
Yeah. So I have Pensacola, Florida down as your birthplace, Mike. Is that wrong?
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the story behind that, after Arthur found out my mom was expecting, he said, okay, see ya. And so my mom started corresponding with this guy in the Navy that was friends with somebody that my aunt was corresponding with. And so they got together for double dates. After a really whirlwind courtship, my dad proposed to my mom, they got married, and then he was transferred to Pensacola. And we were there maybe a year, so I don't remember any of it. But that's where I was born.
Yeah.
And then back to Washington State right after that, and I lived with my grandparents in Yakult. My dad was also stationed in Whidbey Island, so we lived in that part of the country until I was 7, and then grew up in the San Diego area when he was transferred down there.
Yeah, I have an uncle on one side of the family was in the Navy, and their family family traveled all the time. We couldn't keep up with them.
It's interesting. My dad's name is Wakefield, and so I traced his lineage back, and I was thinking, okay, well, this is interesting for my son's project, but it's not real. But they could trace their lineage back to the Mayflower, and there are some other things. So to me, it's kind of exciting to think that, well, it wasn't that particular path, but it could be one that was even richer. So that's exciting to think about.
And they may very well intersect. You never know. If you had people who were on the Mayflower, they very well could intersect with some of the ones that were your father's family too.
Yeah, they could have known each other. Yeah, and I know that they were in Massachusetts for a while. There's a Wakefield, Massachusetts, and So early on in the country's history, there was a lot of clumping together of different families. So
Yeah, when people got into an area and they stayed with like people and they intermarried a lot. I mean, that's why we're our own cousins. So, um, it's really interesting how you meet somebody and then discover that they're your 16th cousin or whatever, and you're out here in California and it all goes back to Massachusetts. And I was telling Tim last night, I grew up in a little tiny town here in California called Farmington. It's exactly what it sounds like, a little tiny town. And I wanted to start writing the history of the town. Actually, I kind of was doing some research because I was thinking about writing a book about it, but changing the names because they were a very interesting conglomeration of people. So I began to discover that I was related to a lot of the people I went to school with. Here I was living in a little farm far away from our family with no cousins. They were all in Oregon or Nebraska and did not know that the boy who lived down the road was my cousin. It would have been fantastic to have known that. So since then, I have contacted him and said, Barney, we're cousins. We're 12 cousins, but we're cousins. It fascinates me the way our families can intertwine. And
did you actually connect with Barney?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not shy. Somebody's related to me, I have no problem.
Sweet.
You know that. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You got a hold of both Mike and me, and we're.
Got a hold of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that. Isn't that right, Mike? You got a hold of me. Yeah.
Right, and it was through the ancestry. So I had seen the little tag that Tim left and contacted him, or tried to contact him first. And then I saw you had left something, and so I contacted you and we communicated a bit.
And we lost you.
Yeah, and then our Outlook died and we lost everything.
Yeah, that happens. Back everything up.
God.
I have an extensive amount of information. I'll share anything you guys want. You have to be patient, and I keep pretty busy.
Yeah.
Happy to share it. I like everyone to be as excited about our family as I am.
Yeah. So you have like birth and death dates for Arthur, but what kinds of things did he do to make money besides nefarious things, Tim? Right?
Right.
He played music. He was in bands. I remember he probably was 16 or 17 when he was in a band. When I was a little kid, I absolutely doted on him. If you look at family pictures of that time, if he's in the picture and I'm in the picture, I'm going to be right there with him.
I actually do have a picture, by the way, Mike, that Sandy is on Dad's lap.
Yeah.
And it's the one you're wearing, a little hoodie coat.
Yeah.
And
it was my favorite green coat. I killed it when I fell out of the car going down the freeway.
And he's making a goofy freaking face. I mean, it is so
everybody
goofy.
Is. Yeah. And Audrey had to have taken that picture because everybody was making a funny face, and she used to do that.
And our dad, seriously, Mike, was he was a cute kid. He was absolutely adorable. I
pictures of him with my mom. She always had her arms around him. He was the pet of the family. And
I want to see pictures. I want to see more pictures of him in his 20s, 30s, 40s ish, so that we can get a good look at him, because some of these pictures that I've seen are a little fuzzy, but oh my God, he's so adorable, Mike. He was just
we moved to California we moved to California in 1957. He would have been about 20. And then we had a house fire, so we lost everything. So any pictures that we had were destroyed. And I kind of depend on family members to share some of theirs with me. And I told you last night that sometimes can be very difficult. There are some people who share very quickly and some who want to have the photographs that no one else has. So I'll keep working on trying to find you someone who was a little older.
Yeah, because
the one
that we have of him as an adult is, or the one that I have of him as an adult is his mugshot. And
he looks like a
the one
but there are a couple of really adorable pictures of him as a child and him as a I would say
toddler.
Early teens.
There's one of
because the one that you are on his lap, he's probably, I would say, maybe 13 or 14.
It was 1951. I can place that because of my younger brother that was in the picture and the fact that my sister was not yet there. So it was 1951. So he was born in 37. Somebody do the math really quick. I'm not
okay. 47 would be 10. So he's probably about 12 at that point. He's freaking adorable, Mike. He is just so cute. But I'd love to see something where he is over the teenage and into the 20s, 30s, or 40s. But yeah, our father was not he was not an ugly dude. He was not creepy looking like he was in the picture that we have of him, which is pretty much his mugshot. I want more than his mugshot because that hurts my heart. It is the only one that I have, but it's not the one that I want.
Well, there's more on, the ones on that site, you can take those off, and make copies of. So there are still some living siblings for you, and I'll do what I can to try and find them. I can't find anything on Richard, and let's face it, Richard Townsend is a fairly common name. The only ones that I knew personally, and that was when they were very small, was Randy and Timmy. Randy is still living. The last I heard, he was working making cheese. And Timmy was a diabetic from the time he was a really small child, and he died young. Then there's also a son by another woman his name is Scott, and he passed away from cystic fibrosis. And he had a child, so I'm hoping to locate that child too. I haven't had any luck right now, but I keep trying because,
Because you want to find your family.
All right,
take the dog out. So
love you.
Love you too. Bye. It was nice to meet you, Tim.
Becca,
nice to meet you, Ashley.
Love you.
Nice to meet you, Mike and Kay.
Rebecca.
Nice to meet you too.
So, so Clarence was parents to Arthur and everybody? Okay. Why were they were in Eugene then for a while?
Yeah, they lived in Portland for a while, and then and actually Clarence died in Portland. Then Grandma moved back to Eugene.
Okay. What were they doing there?
He did a lot of different jobs. He drove school bus for a while. He was a carpenter. That was and he built houses. That was his main occupation. And she worked in restaurants. She became a little bit famous in a place called the Big T Timber Toppers because she was the salad chef, and apparently people were really crazy over her salads. I know I was.
And her name again is, there was Clarence?
Lula.
Lula.
Yeah, never say Lulu. She'll come back and get you.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my uncles put me up to it once. He told me that Grandma fibbed and her name wasn't really Lula, it was Lulu, and I asked her. I was not very happy. I was the one they pulled tricks on all the time.
I asked her about that. Would you say that Arthur was a good musician? I know he was in some
Yes.
bands, but
yeah, all of the kids played instruments. They were all really good, except my mom didn't play instruments, but she sang. So,
Lou?
I'm sorry?
Your mother was Mary Lou?
Yes.
She was the sixth child?
Yes.
Okay. Can you name the children?
I'm sorry?
Can you name Lula Clarence's children?
Yeah, the oldest was Clement Arden, Arden. I can pull up the birth dates if you want me to. Let's see here. He was born the 30th of May, 1914 in Page, Nebraska. And died the 20th of October, 1991 in Cottage Grove, Oregon.
Did you say
he was married twice. A long time to one wife, and then the other one he was married until he passed away. Let's see if I can get these side by side so it's not so hard. So the next was Daryl, and his middle name was Buv. I don't know why. B-U-V. Sure there was a story behind that one. He was born 14th of October, 1915 in Page, Nebraska. And he died the 30th of March, 1984 in Spokane, Washington, in a military hospital. They both died of emphysema.
Did they smoke, do you know?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, most of the Townsend smoked, and most of them died of emphysema. So the next one is Audrey Ruth. She was born the 7th of July, 1920 in Hampshire, Wyoming.
My mom's birthday is July 6th.
And then she died the 25th of June, 2018 in Montana. So she lived a long time. She didn't smoke. Okay, the next one is Mildred Eileen, E-I-L-E-E-N. She was born the 12th of December, 1921, which, by the way, is a very popular date in our family. My younger sister was born on the 12th of July, and 12th of December, and one of my grandsons was.
What year was that, did you say?
1921. Oh, wait. Yeah, 1921. And she was born in Clarendon, the little town that my grandparents founded in Wyoming. And she died the 10th of October, 1991. That was a rough year. Her husband died that year, and then Uncle Kimmy and Aunt Millie.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one was Wayne Stevens Townsend.
Wayne?
Yeah, and his middle name was Stevens. He was a very interesting person. I didn't know, I don't believe my mother knew, that he sailed on the Phoenix during the Second World War. If you're familiar with Second World War and the Phoenix, he saw every major battle.
Wow.
And no one ever knew.
Huh.
Till I found the record. And my mom was gone by then, so it's too bad. She would have been really proud of him. They knew he was somewhere in the area of the battlefields, but they didn't know where. So he was born 8 January 1924 in Clariton.
January
19 what year?
24.
24. And he died the 7th of August 1959 in an explosion in Roseburg, Oregon.
Hmm.
He's mentioned in the, can't remember if it's Look or Saturday Evening Post. They did a article about the explosion, and then they did one 50 years afterwards. I actually got contacted by the person who was putting together the memorial at 50 year. Needed more information. So then the next is my mom, Mary Lou. It's L-U. That's a tradition. We had grandma who was Lula, then my mom, Mary Lou, and I'm Sandra Lou, and my oldest daughter is Dora Lou. Her oldest daughter is Michelle Lou Ann, and her oldest daughter is Malia Luna. So we carry down the L-U all those generations.
That's neat. That's really neat.
For the most part, most of us said, I'm not doing it, but then we did it anyway. It would have pleased Grandma very much. Mom was born the 19th of November, 1927 in Newcastle, Wyoming.
Okay.
And then she died on my granddaughter's first birthday, the 12th, great-granddaughter. No, granddaughter. Yeah, granddaughter. 12th of August, 1992 in Stockton, California.
And then Arthur's.
And Arthur, see, I gotta go way down because my family's huge on here. He was born the 9th of June, died the 9th of June, to go back further. He was born the 6th of December, 1937 in Eugene.
1937?
Uh-huh. And then he died the 9th of June, 2013 in Caldwell, Idaho.
Okay.
His children were Mike and Tim and Scott Anthony. Scott Anthony was born the 12th of September 1958 in Springfield, Oregon. And died the 7th of May 1994 in Eugene.
Kay, do I see you writing all this down?
Yeah.
Could you send that to me, please? Because I don't have paper and pencil readily available. So.
What year did he die? What was the date of Scott's death?
7 May 1994. He died of cystic fibrosis. He had one son that I'm still looking for. And then...
and
you
he has a son?
That died at birth?
No, Justin is still alive as far as I know. I just haven't been able to find him. He was only 4 years old when his dad died, and I'm kind of wondering if he took took a stepfather's name or something. I don't know. So I'm still looking for him. Then Bud and Naomi had Randall Craig. He was born the 12th of May, 1959, and I believe he was born in Eugene, but I haven't been able to find his birth record, so I can't tell you for certain.
Okay.
Last time I checked, he had one child, a girl named Christina.
So my mother knew about Tim because she always told me that I had a brother named Tim.
Yeah. Tim was the next one, Timothy Wayne.
Okay.
He was born the 15th of December, 1960 in Cottage Grove.
Okay, so he is literally almost right in between Mike and me.
Yeah. He died the 16th of September 16th of September 2002 in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Okay.
Then there's Richard Allen, and I don't know a lot about him. He was born about 1967, and I'm not sure if he was born in Oregon or if he was born in Idaho.
Okay, so Richard is 2 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
2.5.
And then there's Anthony, and I have Anthony Kent for him, but it could have been Kenton.
Right.
I found it online, and because, with the Townsend, the name is long, they could very well have shortened that middle name. I'm not sure. What I know is that it was Anthony Kent on the record I found. He was born the 3rd of October, 1973, and he would have been born in Idaho. And he's still living. He's the one I sent the message to.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't found
he's
Richard, and I thought this morning that I might have found Randy, but I'm not positive. So I'm still checking on that. Thought you wasn't going to smoke anymore.
Me? No, not me. No, I.
Worth a try.
Yeah, no, I've been smoking since I was 12. That's 43 years, Pumpkin.
So if you look down the line of just this family, Kemi, Daryl, Nellie, my mom, all died of emphysema.
Yeah.
Their Clarence slept in a chair for about 5 years because he could not lay down because his emphysema was so bad.
Hey, Dad, I gotta go get the boys before it gets dark. So
Yeah.
it's nice meeting all of you.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ashley.
All right. Have a good one.
I'm glad you got to meet everybody. I love you, Pumpkin.
Nice.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, so Randy.
He has a question about.
So Randy is still alive?
Yes, as far as I know.
And Timmy Wayne died.
Yes.
And then Richard Allen still alive?
Yes, as far as I know.
And Anthony?
Yeah. Yes.
And these 4 are the kids of Bud and Naomi.
That's right.
4 boys.
Right. And Naomi passed away. Let's see, I know she passed away. Well, we gotta go all the way down again. Her last name was April, like this month. She was born the 2nd of April, 1936 in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Wow.
And Idaho?
And she died the 22nd of December, 1999 in Spokane, Washington.
And how do you spell her last name?
April, like the month.
Mm-hmm.
Her middle name was Darlene. She was a very nice lady.
And were they
I had
married?
a sister who was a little loony, but
So how long were Bud and Naomi married?
let's see, when did they get married? They got married in 1958 on the 9th of August, and they were married in Bonner County, Idaho. I don't know if they were still married when she died, because he was in Idaho and she died in Washington. So I don't know. She really didn't keep up with the family after Grandma died. She stayed very close till that time. In fact, her plan had been to come to the funeral. Of course, we were expecting Bud as well, and he didn't show up, and neither did she.
So it's like Mike was born before Bud and Naomi married.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know if they were seeing each other.
Right.
But he was married to Naomi when Tim was conceived.
Yeah.
He actually was married twice. He was married to Scott's mother. Her name was Marie Wright, Wright, and I don't have any other information on her. Their marriage lasted a very short time. They were married in 1957, and Scott was born in 58, and they separated sometime right around the time Scott was born.
And her name, you said, was Marie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that because my ex-wife went by Marie? Was that her middle name, or was that her
I have
first
no
name?
idea. I found their marriage record, and she was listed as Marie right on there. So it didn't give any other name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was his first marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's Wright, like Wright.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And he married her in when? 1957?
Uh-huh.
And then Scott was born in 1957?
58.
But he died.
Yes. Yeah. And when he died, his mother was still alive, so.
He died of cystic fibrosis.
I have his obituary.
And
I have a lot of stuff.
Tim died of diabetes, which is it's really odd because my uncle also died of complications of diabetes. And,
well, Grandma had diabetes in her later years. She actually died of leukemia. It's really weird. She was very
my grandpa.
Yeah, she was very healthy. Had been down to visit us, went back home, and then Aunt Audrey said that Grandma had flu, and then she kept telling us she had the flu, and it's like, I'm a retired nurse. The first thing I said was, "Are you certain it's the flu?" And she said, "Yeah," but when they finally took her to the doctor, the leukemia was pretty advanced by then. And I went up and took care of her for a while before she died, which was a wonderful experience. My mom went with me. Grandma slept during the day, didn't seem to sleep at night, so I would sit up with her at night. So I got all the family stories. And I went home from visiting with her and started doing my family history. Because it was like, I gotta start putting these things down. I wish I had written down all the stories she told over the years, because she was a wonderful storyteller, and she had so many experiences. I was telling Tim last night about her commenting on how many modes of travel she had taken. She had traveled by wagon train and old-time trains where you wear the big hats to keep the cinders off of you, and airplane, bus, and car, and Amtrak. Her favorite way to travel was on that Greyhound bus. She loved it because she could meet people. But when she was telling me that, I said, "Have you ever been on a motorcycle?" And she said, "No, but I'd like to." I was kind of flabbergasted because she was in her 80s, and my husband had been out riding with his friends, and he stopped by my mom's house. Unfortunately, Mom was at work. And when my husband came upstairs, I said, Grandma's never been on a motorcycle, and she would like to take a ride. And he said, okay. Well, at that particular time, Grandma was still a bit old-fashioned. She sort of went through a second childhood, sometimes slightly after that. This may have spurred it, I don't know. Anyway, she grabbed a coat, went downstairs. She always wore these little house dresses. And she was less than 5 foot tall. She was 4'11" and a quarter. And we got her on that motorcycle. She hiked her skirt up and climbed on that motorcycle, and they took off. Mom got home before they got back. And I tried my best not to tell Mom where she was. She asked me, and I told her Harley had taken her somewhere. And she finally figured out she finally figured out that there was probably more to the story than I was telling. And I'm not a good liar, so she finally got me to admit that Harley had taken her on a motorcycle, and they pulled up right about then. Oh my gosh, my mom was so mad. She was screaming at Harley, she was screaming at Grandma, she was screaming at me. But Grandma had a grin on her face you just would not believe. I don't think you could have wiped it off. And she loved it. You know.
Okay, so not gonna lie, Mike, I think our grandma would have been somebody that we both would have glommed onto and loved dearly.
She was a cuddler. She loved to have grandkids in her lap. And I told her one time that she was fluffy, and she liked that. Years and years and years later, my grandson said the same thing to me, and I was like, oh, no better compliment. But yeah, she was adventurous. And she was always old-fashioned when I was growing up. I mean, she told me, she came out to visit us in Farmington, and I was getting ready to go on a date, and she said, do you have a hanky in your pocket? Or in your purse? And I said, yeah. You know, I remember Grandma sent me hankies for birthday, Christmas, whatever. She used to tap the edges around them. So I said, yeah, I do. And she said, do you have a dime in the corner? And I was like, what do I need a dime in the corner for? And she said, well, if you get out and you get stuck, you have to be able to call home. And so, smart mouth, I said, if I got stuck, there's no place I could call for a dime. You know, because we lived way out in the country, which really upset her and kind of scared her. She waited up till I got home that night too. Yeah. But then my husband and I moved to Tennessee, and we were back here for 2 years, and we went back to California, and Grandma was coming in on the bus. So Mom sent me down to pick her up, and Harley went with me, and everybody was getting off the bus, and I'm looking around, where's Grandma? Where's Grandma? And all of a sudden I realized this lady coming towards me in this bright red pantsuit was my grandma. And I had never seen her in pants in my life. But we took some trips to Tahoe and to Reno, and she loved it. She talked to everybody. We went one time, her and Mom and I, we were going to stay for 3 days. Mom got the tickets, and we all got up there, and Mom was going to go get a motel room for us. And so Grandma and I headed off to play the machines and go into one of the bars to get us a drink. She drank Tom Collins. She never drank them when I was a kid, but she drank Tom Collins when she got older. Not sure what it is, but that's what it's called. So anyway, turns out that neither one of us realized my mom had a serious gambling habit. And she apparently stopped at some of the machines on the way through. And she came back and she told us that she was having trouble breathing, and she thought we should go home. And so we were like, well, gee whiz, you know, we came up here, Grandma came all this way for a 3-day trip, and finally Mom confessed to spending the money. And so she wanted to take the bus back, and there was 2 seats. So she told Grandma, well, you come with me and Sandy can come later. And Grandma says, no, I'm not going to leave her up here. You go home on your own. So we got stuck there. We played a little bit. We didn't have any money, you know, because Mom was holding all the money, we thought. So we spent the whole night. We picked up coins and played machines and wandered around. We had stopped to eat before we went out to play the machines. And she had made me put the leftover toast in my purse because we don't waste food and we might need it later. And so it turned out when we finally were able to get on the bus, that's what we had to eat, so cold toast. We got to Stockton, and I had 10 cents in change, and nobody had a dime, so I could call my husband. And so we kept looking around until we finally found somebody who would, you know, exchange the dime for my change, and called my husband. We had a great time. She went back to Oregon where she lived and told her friends about it. And when she passed away and I went up to Oregon to go to her funeral, I went over to the Grange Hall to help set up for the family dinner. And her friends, everybody knew who I was. Oh, you're the one she went to Reno with, and you guys had the toast and stayed up all night. That's me. Oh, kind of left out one of the funny things about that story. Just before I got over there to pick them up, so we could drive to the bus station, my husband was going to take us. Grandma decided to tint her hair, and her hair was snow white. She usually tinted it purple or blue. But this time, since she was going to go up to Reno, she decided that green would be better, But
I love her.
He left it in too long, and she walked out of the bathroom, and her hair was green. And my mom said, "You're not going with us looking like that. You're going to have to go wash that out." So she went back in and she washed most of it out, but it still had that green tint. She was just fun.
So there you have it. Grandma T was fun. And obviously, it's going to come in the next part of this. My mother didn't know what the hell she was talking about. So, but anyway, this is the end of part 2. And I'm sorry that it kind of feels like it got cut off in the middle of a story, because, well, frankly, it did. But the thing is that part 3 is coming very shortly. I want to thank you for, again, watching this. We are the Townsends. This is us. This is who we are. Mike and I are trying to find out all of the stories we possibly can from those who know who the Townsends were in our father's generation and the generation before, even the generation before that. So, I can't speak for Mike, but I can speak for me. I love Sandy. Sandy has actually really helped me figure out who I am. So my father was not a great man, but he was loved by his family, and his family is great. The Townsends, the Stevens, before that the Whitneys, were instrumental in who we are as a nation. That cannot be understated. I love being a part of this family. I'm proud to be a part of this family. This is not a family with which to be reckoned. We were there at the start. Many of our ancestors came over on the Mayflower. Some of our ancestors came over with William Penn and helped to settle Pennsylvania. So I'm very proud of my heritage. I can't be prouder of my heritage. So we are literally a family that was there. And I could not be prouder to find out more about my family. Period. I'm sorry that my father was the kind of person he was. I wish he wasn't. but he was. But that doesn't mean that his family before him and Mike and I are less, because he was the cad that he was. So understand the Townsends are strong. We're strong people, and I am proud to be a Townsend. So part 3 is on its way. and I hope you enjoyed this, because I certainly did. I enjoyed listening to the stories of my Grandma T and some of the other stories of some of our ancestors before that. I can't really remember what's going on in the next couple of hours, but you'll find out, and trust me, there's more to come when it comes to the Townsends. So stay tuned. If you like what you see here, click like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel, and there'll be more of the Townsends. There'll also be more of the other stuff that I do. I'm pretty sure you know, if you've even been a part of my channel for a while, or you've kind of perused it, you know what kind of stuff I do. My content is very eclectic, and so go ahead and subscribe below. But if you are family, please definitely subscribe, because I could use all the help I can get, and I really want you to get this content that I'm more than likely going to be talking about later when it comes to the Townsends. Anything I find about the Townsends, I'm more than likely going to make a video of. And that includes the Stevens as well. The Stevens family is really wonderful. Again, I think I said it in the last video, but P.T. Stevens is a hero of mine. He was really cool. But we have an ancestor who was part of the Underground Railroad. We have ancestors who were part of the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War II, World War I, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. I have it on my Zeleny side as well, and probably throw in those as well, because that's part of my history. So part of my history is not only the Townsends, but also the Zelenys and the Rogers. And as I find more out about my maternal side, I'm also going to probably put it in here, because this playlist here is mainly about my history. I might kind of switch it off. I'm not really sure. I might go Zeleny / Rogers on one playlist, but for the most part, I want this to be my history. Right now, my history is focused on the Townsends because I'm learning more about them, and I have learned more about them in the last 3 days than I have over the last 55 years of my life, of the Zelenys and the Rogers. The Townsends are an incredible family and steeped in American history. So keep watching, and again, like I said, if you like this, push the like button down below, and Also, hit the subscribe button, because as a YouTube content creator, of course I want the subscriptions. So give me the subs, give me the likes if you want to. Don't feel pressured, but please do. And I will say goodbye to all my fellow nerds. Thank you very much. See you later.